January 13th, 2019, witnesses describe chaos. 2 officers down. Sergeant Waitasha Carter, shot in the head, would not survive. A second officer severely injured.
It appears that our officers were unable to respond at that time, that they were taken completely by surprise.
The suspect pled guilty to capital murder, now serving life. The family initially told Sergeant Carter was called to assist as backup.
We are owed truth, full disclosure, at least give us that. Here we are almost 6 years later, and we're learning truth, which opens up the wounds again.
That truth, says Sergeant Carter's widow, revealed in recent reports on staffing shortages. They learned officers were conducting an undercover operation that night after a rash of car burglaries. Sergeant Carter asked his supervisor to call it off. Feeling there were not enough officers on duty to work safely, they were ordered to proceed according to the family.
If things would have been handled differently, as far as manpower, scheduling, he would be here today.
Carter said her husband had worked until 9 a.m. that morning, then back on duty at 1 p.m.
So he came home, he slept maybe 2 hours.
The family says body cam video also revealed training issues, the situation already out of control when Sergeant Carter arrived. Carter had one suspect, 2 officers on the other.
The other sergeant did not have handcuffs. So when she turned to get handcuffs from the officer, that gave the guy the opportunity
to grab a gun from his pocket and fire shots.
Proper training would never have allowed that to happen. That was a failure that night.
Ronald Carter explained his son left Fairfield PD for Birmingham, where they would have good training and always backup. At the time, the force topped 1,000 officers. Over the years, positions have been cut, openings unfilled. The force was short 118 officers in 2019, the year Sergeant Carter was killed. By 2022, down 168 sworn positions. In 2023, 234 vacancies, and this year, 223.
And there are other officers who refuse to come to Birmingham because of what happened to my son. They are continuously putting a Band-Aid on a wound.
ABC 3340 News spoke with officers who spent more than a decade at Birmingham PD, now working at other departments. Each cited the staffing shortages, grueling shifts, answering 17 calls a day, concerns about their personal safety and mental health as reasons for leaving. Also complaints that Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin is trying to run the police department, handcuffing the chief. One called it an amazing job when he started, then saying, quote, "For the amount of calls Birmingham receives, they are killing their officers." Tiffany Carter recalls her husband's last words on the body cam.
After he said, "Stop playing," we got families to get home to. You never heard my husband's voice ever again on the tape.
Those were his last words, and that haunts me to this day.
Now they cherish memories.
This is our last beach trip.
Sergeant Carter would have been 50 years old this November.
And we went to National Police Week, and a lot of healing took place for my son there.
Healing for a loss they believe never should have happened.